Whoa! Whoa! Big news. I literally mean big news. As you guys know, Ikoria Lair of Behemoths is a behemoth. The creatures are very large and in charge. I did another video. There were not any spoilers, but I went over a lot of things like box art and all that other good stuff, and some information and some text that will appear on cards. This is pretty nuts. This is one of those videos you're going to want to stick around throughout its entirety because I do break down a lot from beginning to end in this video. So stick with me. Let's get into it. Are you ready? Here we go. We got our first one right here. Godzilla. Godzilla. This is crazy. Don't get too caught up in the Godzilla and be like, oh, that can't be a magic. Just hang in there. Godzilla Primal Champion. Titanling Rex. Interesting stuff here. It's got trample and cycling for 1 colorless and a green mana. When you cycle, put a trample counter on target creature you control. We do not know how powerful this card is right now. Could be a 10-10, a 12-12. It's really hard to say. Interesting thing, it's not legendary. You would think Godzilla would be legendary, so that's something to note right here. I'll explain this, the source and where I got all this information and these leaks in just a moment, but how big you think this thing can possibly be? It costs 9 mana to get on the field. With trample and the cycling, that's pretty legit. Very, very interesting stuff here, especially we're going to get into mutate as well. When you cycle, put a trample counter on target creature control. So instead of like just putting +1/+1s on stuff, you know, now you can actually put a trample counter on it, which that means we're going to see similar stuff like things with first strike. Give it first strike, put a first strike counter on this, you know, maybe put a flying counter on target creature. I'm sure the list goes on. It may apply to a lot of abilities. Can you imagine something like indestructible? Put an indestructible counter on something. That is ridiculous. But Godzilla, and we're going to answer a lot of your questions you probably have right now running amok in your head in just a moment. What else we got? King Caesar, Ancient Guardian. It's a 4-drop. Hunt Master Tiger. Creature Cat. Get a load of that art. This is looking really, really slick. It's got mutate for 2 colorless and a white. The whole mutate thing, I'm still not too positive how the mutate thing works, but it says whenever this creature mutates, what is it? How does it mutate? What does it mutate into? Like how does that really work? Do we know yet? Probably not. Whenever this creature mutates, other creatures you control get +X until end of turn, where X is the number of times this creature mutated. It's a 3/4. Mutate might be answered in the next card we're going to look at, but a 3/4, this is not a legendary. I've heard the rumor mill floating around, King Caesar, why is he not legendary? You know, there seems to be some confusion in the community, but it makes for really good arguments and debates and whatnot of why it would not be. But this is pretty insane. They'll mutate. I'm just so pumped about this set right now. And I gotta say, I gotta hand it to the artists here. And the artists that are shown, I can't really make it out right here, but they are confirmed artists. That yellow sticker looks kind of funny, though. I'm not too certain about all that. But it could be just how it's reflecting in the light, you know. You guys have watched my videos before, and you see how foils definitely, you know, reflect a little differently. But this is cool, because you can pump up your whole team. Mutate for only 3. You do that a couple times with this guy, you got a big mess on your hands, especially with stuff that ramps up. Can you mutate? It looks like you can mutate as many times as you want. I don't think there's a limit to it. So if you have a nutty ramp deck, you can really just go to town on your opponent, and it's like a board that's just going really wide, you know. And hey, you're probably going to be going really tall. This is a nutty set, man. And I like the whole mixed matching things. This one says, it just says creature cat for this one. Unlike some of the others, which are blending all types of wacky stuff together, goats and hydras and whatnot. This is an interesting card. Playable for darn sure. And it looks like, I think it's uncommon, if I'm not mistaken. It's kind of hard to make that out right there. But pretty neat. Next up, we got another Godzilla. Now, remember, all this is translated. I believe it's Brazilian we're looking at here or something, or whatever country it is down there they speak. I'm not too certain, but BioQuartz Space Godzilla. Godzilla goes to space. He sure did. Brachos, Apex of Eternity. It's interesting to see how this looks here. There's text below this box, which is pretty different. This one is legendary, and it does got like some interesting legendary border thing going on here. Very different from other sets. I would have thought it would have been a similar border. You know, they wouldn't have changed borders from Theros to this set. But I guess they did away with the whole block thing, so they don't have to all look alike, right? Legendary creature, Nightmare, Elemental Beast. Yeah, I wouldn't want to wake up with that thing, outside my door. That'd be insane. The casting cost is kind of strange here, and we'll get into what that could be. It's possible it could be a blue mana, but it's most likely only going to be 2 colorless and a black and green, it looks like. Possibly. Not 100% on this. Oh boy, mutate. 2, and then hybrid. You got hybrid, black or blue here, and 2 green. And it's got trample 6/6, man. I thought Godzilla would be bigger than a 6/6. You know what I'm saying? But maybe in Godzilla in space he's a 6/6. That's equivalent to like a tally, and whatnot for its power and toughness at least. It does have trample, and you may cast this card from your graveyard using its mutate ability. So that's saying, okay, that's pretty interesting. You can cast it if it goes to the graveyard. You can use the mutate. You pay the mutate cost, and you can bring it back. But what is that? Do you only pay the mutate cost to bring it out of the graveyard? That's like a resurrection, right? You're just resurrecting something. There has to be something more to this mutate. Does it take on another form? Do you get an ability from another card? We're all still lost in space with this right now. But casting it from your graveyard using its mutate ability, 6/6. Interesting stuff here. It is the legendary. Big old boss man there for 6. Holy crap. All right, so let's break down. What is really going on with this stuff? Okay, here's the pictures, or the picture that all these came from a Brazilian MTG WhatsApp group and 4chan. That's where all these images you see originated from. Apparently, these cards are box toppers for Ikoria boxes, but with no source, it does seem kind of sketch. They could be really well done edits. These are not confirmed to be cards, but man, someone's really got to spend some time if they're going to do this, all right? That's one thing you have to consider. But also, some other information. Notice the bottom left of this promo pack. There does appear to be a few Ikoria booster boxes chilling right over here. Same color. Looks like it could definitely be the Brazilian booster boxes. Why did they get them so early? This isn't the first time it's happened. Europeans, they got stuff early before, 4 or 5 months ahead of time. There was also that one instance where Theros Beyond Death were appearing at Walgreens on shelves, I think 3 months before release. That's pretty crazy too. Booster packs 3-4 months in advance on Walgreens shelves. If anyone did cash in on that, or you came across those, by all means let me know. How does something like that happen though? Like there's supposed to be a certain release date. How the heck did Walgreens get that many soon? Like that early? I just don't understand how that works. Like what did Watson do to ship them out? Here's something else that's pretty interesting though. You do notice there is a fighter jet in the top left on this art here. You can see it right there with the little red circle. That's pretty consistent with Godzilla films, yes, absolutely. But not so much for Magic. Magic doesn't really have fighter jets. That's completely different. Have we ever had a fighter jet? I mean, what's next? Aliens? I think we already have aliens. I don't think they're called aliens though, but they are, the things do look like aliens, some of these cards. Far stretch for Magic, though, I gotta say. So that's something else to consider. But this basically almost completely solidifies that these Godzilla cards are the real deal. This is an Ikoria poster that was dropped not long ago, about 5-6 hours ago, something like that, on the official Wizards Brazilian Facebook account. So That does not look like a dinosaur. Usually the dinosaurs have the 3, front-facing toes there, where this has 4. Pretty certain Godzilla has 4 big old toes. So, and it's on this island and stuff. This almost confirms that these are legit. These are going to be box toppers, which is pretty cool. It's interesting that there's uncommons in this. There's I think 1 or 2 uncommons. So that's a little different. Are they pumping them up? Or are they giving us more this time around instead of the usual 1 box topper? For LGSs and whatnot. You go into your LGS, buy a booster box, and you get all 3 of these cards. Is it random? Are they maybe random? Maybe they come in like one of those little packs. You open it up. Hey, who knows what you're going to get? Everything's a mystery now with Wizards of the Coast. But this kind of confirms that these are legit. Once again, this is the original photo. We don't have an exact source. It's not like someone said, "Hi, I'm Billy, and yeah, I got my stuff in advance from Wizards of the Coast. Thank you so much, Wizards, for shipping me this stuff." I do really, really like the card art. I like the borders. I like the extension here. I think this is just fantastic. I'm liking the direction it's going. Now, there is another argument to make. What about licensing? Can Wizards actually license Godzilla? Well, they had licensing for Star Wars, and Star Wars made a lot more money than Godzilla films ever had. So it's not a far stretch to say Godzilla can't appear in Lair of Behemoths or in, Magic the Gathering. Plus Hasbro, I'm sure they have quite a lot of money and they could easily get licensing for this. So something else to think of. I don't know, man. I think they're legit. But I cannot confirm that 100%, but they do look legit, and everything we just saw there kind of leans towards, yeah, even some of the stuff Gavin mentioned on the 1 card. What was it? It was the X thing or whatever. Where is it at? Let's get back to it really quick. Not that either. Okay. Creatures you control get +X until end of turn. Whenever this creature mutates, other creatures you control get +X until end of turn. Where X is the number of times this creature mutated. I believe that text right there, where X is the number of times this creature mutated. I believe that was something Gavin mentioned, if I'm not mistaken. So you'd have to watch my other video, though. They do, like a little spoiler with the card text. But that would align with that as well. Yeah, we're going to space, guys. Godzilla. How cool is that? I was a little kid. I grew up watching Godzilla flicks. So very interesting stuff. And this right here again. Wow. That's just it's a nail in the coffin right there, pal. Are they legit? What are your thoughts on this? And are we going to see flying saucers next? Are we going to see military? What are we going to see? Are we going to see fighter jets? I think that'd be kind of pretty neat, But it seems that's kind of a stretch for Wizards to go that route. But anyway, that's the whole video. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this. I'm pumped. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. Take a moment, definitely hit that like button. And if you know a friend that might be interested in watching this, by all means, share it with them, Share it on social media or something. Get the word out. Godzilla may be coming to Magic. Skadoosh.